BLUELOCK's characters all possess unique weapons and playstyles specific to each player, but what is each player truly able to do with the weapons in their arsenal? Well, that's what I'll be going over in today's video in this series called BLUELOCK Arsenal. For today's video, I'm going to be covering Kenyu Yukimiya, his playstyle, and the weapons in his arsenal. Now, with May being Arsenal month, I've been going through the top 4 requested characters for their own arsenal video, and because Yukimiya was the next most requested, here is Kenyu Yukimiya's arsenal video. Now, before I begin, spoilers for the BLUELOCK manga up to the latest chapters, so if you aren't caught up to that point in the manga, click off this video right now because there will be spoilers. Now, to begin, the first thing that we need to address is Kenyu Yukimiya's playstyle, that being the mobile striker. Mobile strikers are strikers that benefit from the space behind the opposing defensive line. The mobile striker is often a highly technical and dynamic player who distinguishes himself in one-on-one duels with the last defender or goalkeeper. A mobile striker is often used to exploit fast transition phases from defense to offense. Yukimiya's reputation as the one-on-one emperor makes it nearly impossible to defeat him in a situation where he is in possession of the ball. His street dribbling style revolves around him shifting his opponent's center of gravity in order to allow him to drag the ball around them before rushing past them with the use of his incredible speed. But now with us addressing Yukimiya's playstyle, let's take a look at some of his core weapons. Yukimiya's first core weapon is called Immense Speed, first shown in chapter 105 of the manga. Yukimiya has immense speed, being able to get past the speedster defender Neru, as well as beat him in the Basamunchen obstacle course. Additionally, Yukimiya crossed from one side of the field to the other to defend against Chigiri before he could reach his golden zone. This feat is incredibly impressive when you consider the fact that Chigiri can run a 50-meter sprint in 5.77 seconds, and that was during the first selection. So even after his training with Prince, Yukimiya was able to run from one side of the pitch to the other to intercept Chigiri before he reached his golden zone. His next core weapon is called Emperor Dribbling, first shown in chapter 105 of the manga. Yukimiya's core style involves bringing a confrontation to the individual level, where he can use his rigid dribbling to get past his opponents in succession. He's shown that he can overcome Rin and Shido using this dribbling style, proclaiming that in a 1v1, he is the strongest player in Japan. Ryo mentioned that Yukimiya was a very hardcore infighter, with his physique and speed being the key to his dribbling ability. It's suggested that because of this, within BLUELOCK, there's not a single person who can beat him in a one-on-one. However, this style can be countered by simply bringing the encounter back to a 2-on-1 situation, as shown when Rin and Igaguri were able to overcome Yukimiya's dribbling. Now, while Yukimiya was crowned as the one-on-one emperor, it has been shown that in the later stages of the manga, that title does not hold exactly true anymore. During the match against Manshan City, it was shown that Ryo was actually able to stop Yukimiya in a one-on-one. So honestly, it's kind of unknown whether or not this title holds true at this point in the series, especially when players like Burū and Rin exist. Now, his last skill is called Gyro Shot, just like the other skills, first being shown in chapter 105 of the manga. The Gyro Shot is a shot with incredible spin, allowing for it to drop sharply in midair while moving to the outside of the net. When using this shot in the third selection, it would have scored if not for Nagi trapping it and then scoring himself. What makes the gyro shot different than your traditional curve shot like what Rin can produce is that the ball itself is actually rotating as opposed to the ball's arc. Providing rotation to the ball itself does allow for it to curve, however the ball's curvature is very sudden and drastic as opposed to something like Rin's Trivela shot. Now, Yukimiya does have a few branch skills that specifically branch off from his Emperor dribbling style. The first being Drag Scissors, branching off from his Emperor dribbling style, first shown in chapter 105 of the manga. Yukimiya performs a scissors feint to shift his opponent's center of gravity before using his explosive speed to break past them. We see him use this move against Rin in the third selection, which allowed for him to easily defeat the top player in BLUELOCK. The other skill branching off from his Emperor dribbling style is called Laboba, first shown in chapter 114 of the manga. Yukimiya creates a feint that uses the sole of his foot. He pulls the ball backwards before tapping it to the side and rushing in the same direction as the ball. Now, this feint is designed to break past defensive players, however it's very ineffective against people with explosive acceleration or fast reaction times. This is due to them being able to regain ground on Yukimiya in the instance that they do fall for the feint. Now, when looking at evolved techniques, Yukimiya actually does have a couple. This first skill is called Flow State, first shown in chapter 133 of the manga. Flow, as described by Ego, is the state of total immersion or being in the zone. It is the mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. Now, in this series, we've seen Yukimiya enter his flow state a total of 3 separate times. The first was in the U20 match, where he resorted to a new dribbling style, enabling him to break through the U20 defense and launch a gyro shot, quickly changing his aim at the last second. The other 2 times were against Manshan City, where his flow state allowed for him to not only dribble through 5 professional club defenders, but also awaken a new shooting technique. Then the next evolved technique is called street dribbling, a combination of flow state and emperor dribbling, first shown in chapter 133 of the manga. In contrast to his usual one-on-one style, when Yukimiya accesses his flow state, he can dribble with more precise movements, cutting into spaces between both friend and foe. Through analysis and focus, Yukimiya can determine the best route to take in order to penetrate the defense, yet still adapt his decision making, running through people as if dodging obstacles in the street. The reason I say natural is because it's only truly possible to view these routes through something like metavision, which enhances one's vision and brain function to allow them to view these courses. However, Yukimiya, who does not have metavision, is able to view these routes through the use of his flow state. He does have one new skill along with his street dribbling style, known as Las Croquetas, first shown in chapter 133 of the manga. Las Croquetas is a feint that knocks the ball one way with one foot and then the other way with the other foot. Yukimiya uses these feints in order to position himself behind other players, be them enemy or ally. He uses these people as shields to give himself distance between a defender, making it easier for him to move and play. We see him use this technique against Neru in the U20 match, which greatly helped, considering Yukimiya was previously unable to combat Neru's speed without assistance from another player like Isagi. Now his last evolved technique is called Sword Screw, a combination of Gyro Shot and Flow State, first shown in chapter 202 of the manga. Inspired by Chris Prince's knuckle shot, this shot has an increased oblique rotation that drops down further. This causes the ball to shoot right into the net when it makes contact with the ground. Now traditionally, Yukimiya's gyro shot provides the ball with a horizontal rotation, allowing for it to drastically curve left or right at a very sudden moment. However, this shot provides the ball with a vertical rotation, causing it to drop towards the ground before shooting directly into the top corner after making contact. Now this move, while being very impressive, is not completely foolproof, as someone with metavision is able to predict the event that this shot will occur in. We see this happen with Ryo in the Manshine City match, however he was unable to stop it due to him not being aware as to how drastic the rotation on the ball was. This could also allude to the fact that Yukimiya's new shooting style has some kind of tell to it as opposed to the traditional gyro shot. However, the best we can assume is the chipping motion that Yukimiya does when using the shooting technique. Now with Yukimiya being labeled as the one-on-one emperor, he doesn't have many chemical reactions. However, he does have one single confirmed chemical reaction in the series, that being Fallen Decoy, a chemical reaction between Yukimiya and Isagi, first shown in chapter 117 of the manga, and then again shown in chapter 202 of the manga. There are two variations on this chemical reaction, however they have one single similarity, that being that Isagi is used as a decoy for Yukimiya to take a shot towards the net. In the two instances that this chemical reaction was used, Isagi baited the most dangerous player in the situation towards himself, allowing for Yukimiya to take a near uncontested shot. In the U20 match, Isagi baits Neru towards himself, and in the Manshine City match, Isagi baits Kaiser, giving Yukimiya the opportunity to shoot in both situations. And with that, those were all of the abilities and skills in Yukimiya's arsenal as of right now in the story. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and as I was writing the script for this video, I never realized how many techniques that Yukimiya actually has in his arsenal, so that was quite a surprise for me. The next video is going to be an Oliver IQ Arsenal video, and we'll round off Arsenal month, so I hope you guys are very excited for that next video to come out. Now, as you're currently watching this video, I'm actually going all the way to Miami Beach to go to Otaku Fest to meet a ton of BLUELOCK voice actors, including Isagi, Nagi, Chigiri, and Ego. If you guys would be interested in me making a video about my experience at the convention, let me know and I'll do it. I just don't know if that's something you guys would want. For the question of the video, do you think that Yukimiya will be subbed onto the pitch during the PXG game? And if so, who is he subbing in for? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe for more content just like this.